Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Chronicle here on Tabletop Rolls. It's our D&D 5e game with our D&D 5e cast. Of course, we have McKenna playing Calder.
Hello.
Monasia playing Lucky.
Hello.
We have Rosalie playing Adenia.
Hey.
And we have Chad playing Zolam.
Hey, folks.
And before we get into the game, we have a few announcements. Number one, we have a number of other shows on the channel you can watch. If you aren't already following, please give us a follow. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It'll help us out. If you want to have a chance to become an NPC in one of our games, tweet about the show with the hashtag TTRRPG. So if you want to become an NPC, you can do it. We already have one of our first audience NPCs coming up in our Wednesday night game. So if you want to be the first NPC in this game, tweet about the show and save it. Share it with your friends. Otherwise, we have many other shows on the channel. On Saturdays, we have our anime podcast. You can join us this week when we're going to be talking about the best dads in anime. Then on Sunday, we have the Dragon Age game. Where I'm going to be playing continuing Dragon Age Origins. We're going to finish off Dragon Age Origins this week, get Witch Hunt done next week probably, and then move on to Awakening and get that done at some point. Then we'll go to Dragon Age 2 and then Inquisition. And then, of course, we have a new show coming up this Monday. We, in fact, have a new show coming up on this Monday. I was a dingus and I put the box somewhere else, but on Monday... Matt and I from Wednesday are going to be playing a card game called Flesh and Blood Together. It's a new card game from New Zealand. Look at that beautiful artwork.
Nice.
So pretty. We're going to be playing that game on Monday. We're going to be doing some sealed and opening some packs and just having a general good time. Then on Tuesday, you can join me for Law and Disorder on this channel as Shy and I continue to make our way through It Takes Two, which is a fabulously fun game, and it's definitely worth the watch. I highly recommend it. Right now, we're fighting an army of wasps for some heavily militarized squirrels. Then on Wednesday, we have the League of Amazing Adventurers, where you can come and see if our party can get out of the sticky situation they find themselves in. Captured behind enemy lines inside of an enemy garrison. What will they do? Well, find out this week.
I don't know, die probably. I did the math, Will. There's almost 300 enemy soldiers on that base. I don't know what you wanted us to do.
There's 200 enemy soldiers on that base, and you all have to deal with a whole bunch of them. But with that, that's enough for all of our announcements. We're going to roll that intro now and get right into the game. So we'll see you in a second. Last time on the Chronicle, our players completed the godly trial of Akhlon, and then proceeded to, after spending one final night in Peelhearth, begin their journey to Garren's Cross. Along the way, they ran into a number of things, including some frog fairies and some calling hunters. After dispatching the calling hunters, our party finally made it to the gates of Garren's Cross, where they have been waiting in a line for what feels like an entire week.
It's been forever.
But yes, as you all are standing in your line and things kind of begin to end, another group goes in. The guards talk to them for a bit. The gates open. They go in. Do y'all have anything you would like to do while standing in this line, or do you just kind of want to wait your turn?
I'm just gonna wait my turn.
Lucky's feeling pretty anxious because she was told to come here for a message from her father, and now there's a line. So, like, let's rush it along.
That's fair. About another 15 minutes passes, and there's a short sort of, like, screaming match between two merchants who, like, try to go through at the same time. It's like, no, I was standing here first. No, I was standing here first. And they kind of get pulled off to the side, and that gets mediated. And then, basically, as, like, the senior guard members are doing that, there's, like, a younger lad. They appear to be half-elven by nature. They have, like, a simple, like, metal hat on that's a little bit too big for them. It's like, hello, welcome to Garren's Cross. I need to get your names and your business for our records. Antigos pipes up. Antigos, I'm on my calling. Oh, excellent.
Finnegan Calder on my calling.
All right. Lots of callings coming through these days. Yourself, pointing towards you, Adenia.
Adenia, also on my calling.
All right. One more and I get a free sandwich.
Enjoy lunch.
Oh, wait. Points to you two. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'm Lucky. I'm on my calling. Enjoy that sandwich.
Yes, thank you for the sandwich. Lucky. Looks you up and down. 1 minute. Runs into the guardhouse. Runs back out. There's like an older man walking with him now. It's like, Lucky, tabaxi, looks like that. Yeah, excellent. All right, well, Miss Lucky, we actually have a package that was waiting for you here.
Yes, I was told that there was something here for me. Can I?
Yes, here you go. And they'll hand you this like this sort of like rectangular package that has a wax sealed letter, and it's like wrapped together in like some brown paper packages. They're tied up with string. It's quite the nice little thing.
Possibly one of my favorite things.
Yes. Would you like to take a peek at the letter?
Sure, but I don't want to hold up the line. Can I wait till we are like inside?
Oh, of course.
So courteous.
I guess last but not least, I'm going to guess on your calling, and I'm really bad at guessing names, so, you know.
Zolom, and he just kind of leans to show the mark.
Is that with a UM or an OM?
OM.
Zol nom nom nom. Sorry.
Wait till you got your sandwich, kid.
Now I'm very hungry. It's been a hot minute since I gone to eat something at work. Let's see. So other than that, just some general rules for the city. Please don't stab random people in the streets. Just the common decency things. If you're all looking for a place to stay, I can give you a recommendation for that. It depends on your price point. There's a couple really nice places in the city. Then there's a lot of like other places you can go. There's of course the Four Pillars Church. It's the largest church in the area, so if you're a religious type, you want to check that out. Yeah.
Does that lean any particular way?
Nope, all four of the gods are represented equally, hence Four Pillars Church.
What about parking? We got a whole wagon situation.
Oh yeah, parking is just rush parking on the street. You'll see little stalls and things throughout it. It's pretty easy. I would avoid the more tourist-heavy areas. Those usually get filled up pretty quickly. But other than that, it should be decently easy for you to find parking.
Gotcha. Alright, well, it's been a pleasure.
Alright, well, it's been very nice to meet all of you. Please enjoy your time in Garren's Cross.
Fantastic.
And yeah, they'll open. He looks over to the older man. Can you tell the guards to open up the gate, please? And then he runs back, and the gate gets opened.
Is it for the first time in forever?
No, it's not.
I literally thought it. I was like, oh.
And yeah, the doors are opened, and you guys have entry to Garren's Cross. This first sort of entryway, it's a beautifully like standard medieval town. There are stone buildings with like with wooden second floors. There are people running about. There's like some little girls running around trying to sell flowers to people. It's a nice little city.
Oh.
Cute.
Well, we know we need to go to the Gardens district because that's where Zalatesh said his client was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That
Speaking of the
bedroom?
client,
bedroom
Bedram.
rail.
Yeah, rail.
Bedroom.
Yep,
okay.
bedroom. You were saying, Zola?
The only thing I have written down in vague, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a place or a person related to Zalatesh. Oh, where did I just had? What's Torsenveld? What is that?
That was Zalatesh's home.
That was Zalatesh's home. Okay.
That's where Zalatesh is like from properly.
Okay.
What a proper note taker.
Yeah, we are looking for Bedroom Rail, and he is located in the Gardens district. Do we want to do that first, or do we want to get like settled in?
Oh,
Let's get settled in. We've been traveling for a while, sleeping on the ground for a while, so let's find some place to settle in, and then we can go looking for bedrooms.
I agree. I don't want to drag my belongings all across town.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If I may, I would prefer to stay somewhere cheap. I don't need real expensive digs.
I prefer to keep a low profile anyway, so that's fine by me.
Sounds good. Adenia?
Well, I'm sure that'll be fine.
All
Is there
right.
a problem, Addie? I'm sure any place would be better than the forest or the ground that we've been sleeping on.
Of course. And
Aw,
at least it's not moving around like a ship.
I think y'all are underselling the values of a good old-fashioned dirt nap. Waking up with the birds around you. Y'all,
think
it's
that
fine.
means something
It's fine.
else.
We'll find a hotel.
As long as there's food, you'll be fine. Told her.
Yeah. All right. Can we ask around about a hotel or a?
yeah. It depends on your price point. If you're looking for something cheap, you could head to the Cliffs district. That's the district of the town that's basically the closest to the cliff that Garren's Cross is built on. If you're looking for something more middle range, there's the Market district. That's where a lot of like shops are, and there's some big markets and some entertainment there. And then, of course, if you want to be super fancy, there's the Gardens district. That's the more noble quarter and rich area of the town. Those are the three main districts that y'all are told about that have accommodations for people. There's a number of other like smaller districts in the town, but most of those are just like where people live.
Residential, yeah.
And split the difference and try that Market district. Could we?
I don't know. Cliffs District sounds like it might have a nice view.
Can you flip a coin?
Listen, I'm just trying to
Let
raise
the
my
fates decide.
raise my station in life a bit, and you don't get that by
Adenia,
sleeping in.
Are you denying Lucky's offer of letting fate decide?
No, I was. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right, we can flip a coin. Adenia, heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. So on a 2 on tails, we'll do market, and on a oh crap, do I even know how to roll a d2 and roll 20?
Slash roll 1d2.
Slash roll d2. Damn.
There we go.
Fates.
Market
Look at
district
fate.
it is.
Fate is in your hands, Adenia.
All right. Well, heading up to the Market District, if you guys are looking for a place to stay, a number of locals recommend the Resin Rose Inn.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah, It's a pretty standard sort of building. It's a 2-story building, stone bottom floor, second floor wooden, just like the rest of the architecture in the town. But the sign for the inn has this like beautifully printed, basically resin rose on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
See,
Adelia
this
looks happy.
looks lovely.
It's surprisingly nice looking. You guys can open the door. It's unlocked if you wish.
Yeah, let's go inside and find the front desk. Straight to the front desk, I guess.
Yeah, as you enter, you're greeted by a... Let me just check my notes to make sure I have this right. You are greeted by an ASMR woman.
Oh, love those.
She has this like sort of light halo above her head. Hello. Welcome to the Resin Rose Inn. Are you looking for a room, a meal, directions for the town?
All three, preferably. We're on our calling and we just got into town.
Oh, well, welcomes to Garren's Cross. It's a lovely little town. If you get the chance, I highly recommend going to the Tower Park in the Gardens District. Now, you'll want to avoid the tower itself. Its owner is a little bit, eccentric. But the garden around the tower is beautiful, and it's open for people to walk through, so I'd highly recommend that.
Who's the owner?
The owner wouldn't happen to be named,
Yeah, is that
Belinda.
Yes, that is
yeah.
her place. She's... I can tell you've heard of her. She's quite eccentric. Lovely woman, very eccentric.
Eccentric sure is a word.
Yeah. If I had to describe her, I would describe her as one of those, you know those books that people read that tell of adventures? She's like one of those, but the protagonist of that book. She's like a standard adventuring protagonist.
that's
Interesting. May I ask how much room and board is going to be here?
So, for a room, and rooms will hold 2 beds in them, but if you all would like your own rooms or like to break it up evenly, I can also move up to 3 beds into 1 room, but I would charge you for a second room. It would be...
I don't even really need a bed.
It would be... It's 5 gold pieces basically, it's 5 gold pieces for 3 days. It's a gold piece for 1 day.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
And that includes room and board, as well as a lovely breakfast and a dinner that you can come and have as well. And it also includes basically a open access to myself and any of our staff for asking directions or places to see. If you're on your calling, there's a couple of very cool things in this town to check out.
You see, Calder, the fates do smile upon us.
Are there any trials in the area?
Oh, the ones directly local to the town are actually all completed.
Good to know.
If you are looking for information about trials, though, I hate to tell you this, because it seems like you already kind of know a little bit. But we do have a certain expert of them in town.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I'm sure you all know who it is.
Is that
Humor me.
Belinda.
Belinda? Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
She has a lot of information on them. She's happy to share it.
Well, we'll make sure to pay
For
them a visit
what
if we
kind
need
of
to.
for what kind of price is she happy to share it?
Oh, she doesn't go
That kind of information can't come cheap.
Well, actually, I believe she's actually looking for some people to enter one for her right now. There was a
That
notice
does sound
put
like
up
an
on...
opportunity.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I just said that does sound like a lovely opportunity.
Yes, there was a notice put up on the board for the Callers Guild.
And
Okay,
she's
well, we will keep that on the back burner. And I'll toss her the 5 gold pieces for the room. Are we all staying in one room? Would someone like their own room?
We can. If it's 2 to a room, we should probably book 2
we can
rooms.
split 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 gold apiece, 10 gold, thank you. You've missed the breakfast today, but do not worry. Dinners will be served whenever you get back. Are there any specific dietary needs you might all have?
No, I'm easy.
Particularly.
Okay. And then
Yeah, he'll just swallow it whole.
Oh, fair enough. Do any of you have any particular foods that you are fond of?
Curry.
Curry. Oh,
I don't
half
think
light
I've ever
egg.
had curry.
That's a good dish.
Yes.
Well, if you'd like, then I could make you all a curry to share this evening.
That would be lovely.
All right,
Sounds
then.
like a plan.
I'll get started on that then. And she'll kind of like make a note down, close the book. You'll see her tap a rose that once again is like a resin-made rose. You'll see her tap it. She'll speak into it for a second, and then she'll say, "All right, well, we'll get on that. Otherwise, she'll hand you these two room keys that have these roses on them. Here are your keys for your rooms. They're upstairs. If you go to the end of the hallway, they are the rooms that are at the very end of the hallway. They're corner rooms on the edge of our building. It's a very nice view of the city. Bathrooms are in the room in an adjacent thing. The 2 of your rooms are actually connected through the bathroom. Since you all seem to be a party, I figured that would be fine. And yes, if you have...
Oh, shoot. Where's the kid sleeping?
Oh, we can put him in our room.
Well, if
Yeah.
they're 2 beds to a room, and I don't need a bed.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. Sounds good.
And yes, so there we
On
go.
the street.
I don't want to have
Kiddo.
issues.
We've got you here. Be
Sleeping on
gone.
the streets. Bridget would kill us. Are you kidding?
We totally forgot too.
Antigos will speak up and kind of say, "Yes, if you're all right, I'll stay in the room. I'll stay here for for the time I need to, and then I'll head my own way."
Sounds good.
You're more
And,
than welcome to be a part of us as long as you want, Antigos.
Fair enough.
Sorry, miss. I didn't catch your name.
I apologize. My
Ian
name
looks
is
up name.
Astaria.
Astaria, that's
cool.
lovely. One question I did have. We are looking for a man by the name of Badroom Rail, located in the Gardens district. Would you happen to have any
I'm
idea
sorry,
of
I
his
don't
whereabouts?
often get up there. I would recommend speaking to the guards in the area. They know it's a sort of gated community for homes there, so they kind of know where people live. But I'm afraid I do not know their location.
Fair enough. You've been lovely.
Thank you. Please
Alright, well, I will be
enjoy your
seeing you.
stay, and if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. And she'll kind of go back. She'll kind of like step away from the counter for a minute, go write some stuff into a log, put the gold into what appears to be a safe, close the safe, and then she kind of just sits back in the chair and opens up a book.
Very nice. Okay, so who's rooming with who? Whom? Ooh, that was poor grammar. My apologies.
Ain't no one to ding you on it here.
I suppose whoever wants to
Adenia,
join-
are you looking for a roommate?
I would be happy to room with you, Calder.
All right.
All right.
Sound good with you, the rest of you 3?
Yeah.
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 Should be fine.
I'm okay with anything.
I think I feel good about Antigos with the Lucky. I feel like he'd be well protected.
Well, I do my
mean,
best.
how many people are hunting bards, right? What would be the odds of that happening
Right.
again?
Other than the ones.
A bard on their
Right.
calling. Definitely no one.
I guess
Fucking
I'll just
Be
have to
doing
be
that.
a bard on my guard.
All right, you little comedian. Let's go.
Yeah. The rooms are nice rooms. Like, the beds are standard beds. They're comfortable. They're they're decently sized. They're like twin beds, effectively. They're comfy. There's several pillows on each of them. Each room has like a desk and a wardrobe and a dresser. And then, in the dresser drawer, there's like a Bible and, all that stuff.
Oh, I love that.
The classics.
Just the classic.
I would toss Zola like 2 pillows just off the bed, because if he's gonna be on the floor, you should be at least comfortable.
I can just like coil up.
Well, you can coil up on a pillow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's like a little snake
He's got
bed.
20 feet of him trying to coil up on 2 pillows.
How many feet is Zola?
Like just shy of 20 feet.
Okay.
Maybe 3 pillows.
It's like anytime we're walking anywhere, if we have to be in a line, he kind of needs to be last because following him would just be a pain.
Can you imagine a game of telephone with Zola, like, all the way?
But yeah.
Okay. When Lucky's in her room too, then she would look at the letter or the scroll from
All
earlier.
right, then give me 1 second to figure out why it's not loading.
Or I can check after dinner too. Fine.
Did you guys see it? You should all see the letter to Lucky now.
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah.
On the roll 20.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
I cannot open it for some reason.
Got it up. Do you want me to read it?
I
We
can't.
have the
see it
power
for some
now.
reason.
Here, I'm going to reload roll 20. So, chat, I apologize for the black screen you're about to see. Sometimes roll 20 doesn't like to be.
Oh no.
Sometimes roll 20 doesn't like to be nice. Edit.
There it is. Mine just loaded.
Ah, perfect. Boom.
God, I'm gonna freaking cry, bro.
So,
I feel it.
there you go. There you go. If you'd like to read it, you can. To the class, Lucky.
I'm really getting choked up. These first words. Dear Lucky, my little girl, I'm happy to hear you've received your calling, though it means I cannot call you my little girl much longer. Traveling with others will change you, and I look forward to seeing the woman you will become. The prince is an interesting traveling companion, though from what I understand, I will not have to introduce you to each other. He is, truth be told, the reason I am not rotting in a cell. In danger on the road again is not where I thought I would be when I left that prison. I miss our family, but Kaladin and the prince at my back, I am sure I will return to them soon. From his demeanor, you would think Kaladin and his outlook would be far too rigid, but like a good blade, he bends when he needs to. Brother and brother in arms with the king to be at our backs, as Kaladin says. Between Kaladin's blade and the prince's divine magic, I find myself having to use some of the tricks I learned on my calling to keep up. His patron is none other than the god of knowledge and magic, so I have no doubt that I will learn a thing or two as I travel with him. In the half-ebb lights, the sky never sees night or morning. You should ensure you get to see it. I hope you continue to live by the code that I have taught you, and may you travel well. Love, Emmerich, my father. P.S. I left you a book with this note. I think it can teach you a few new tricks for your travels. Oh, God, that was tough. Pulling on the heartstrings there, Will.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah,
and
that was good.
the book, Lucky, is called The Infiltrator's Friend.
The infiltrated friend.
Yes, and it goes over the use of arcane techniques when the use of arcane techniques when trying to infiltrate and trying to spy and such. Because Lucky, you can now tell the audience what you decide to go with for level 3, and you've now gained access to your abilities for it.
Yes, Lucky is now an arcane trickster. So she's a spellcaster, you guys. So look out! Anything that tries to come against us.
Drink to that.
Yes, drink to that.
A party of spellcasters.
Hmm.
Oh wow! Thanks, Dad, for encouraging my chaotic neutral ways.
And then, Lucky, can you make me a investigation check as you read the letter?
God, Will, why? Get
Or
so
perception,
nervous.
whichever you prefer.
Okay, I prefer looks at stats. Definitely perception.
Fair
That
enough.
+4 versus a -1 is
21. So, Lucky, as you're reading this letter, you can't put your finger on it, but there's something more to the words than just their value.
She can't put her
Perhaps
finger on
a
it because she
hidden.
has
Perhaps there is
claws.
a message hidden in this letter.
Hmm.
Good one, McKenna.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh God, thank you. Okay, I will pawn over that as I continue looking at the letter a little bit.
Fair enough.
Good to know. Thanks, guys, for letting me have a moment.
It probably takes you about 5 minutes to just kind of get through it, leaf through the book a little bit. What would y'all like to do next? Y'all have your rooms, you're settled up. Antigos is kind of like, and you're sure it's okay if I take the bed, Mr. Zolam?
It's not really feasible otherwise.
Okay, and he kind of like just gets comfortable, puts their stuff near the nightstand of that bed. And yeah. Antigos is just...
How close is it to... Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
How close is it to dinner time? Because, like, that curry, like, what time of day is it?
Right now it's 10 a.m.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh, we got time.
Yeah, you guys got
Yeah.
here real early.
Fine.
Let's reconvene and then start heading to the garden district. We'll see if anyone opposed.
Agreed.
That works.
Sounds good.
Antigos, are they coming with us?
I mean, it's up to you. I kind of want to go explore the town a bit, if that's okay with you all.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds good. Just
Just
you know, be
Avoid
safe.
trouble.
Yes, I'll
Because-
be back for dinner. And he kind of like,
Sweet gods,
And they just
Bridgetta would
kinda-
kill us if anything happened to you. So
I'll be fine. And they kind of smile and they get going and they hit the streets.
Do they have a weapon, first of all? Like, they have a weapon on them, right?
They have the strongest weapon in their arsenal, their rapier wit.
Wit is good. Whip is sharp, but wit can't really kill
They
people.
also have a dagger.
Can't when you're a
Okay,
bard.
thank you. I was like, I okay, thank you.
But yeah, you can all reconvene in like the hallway or in the downstairs area.
We're right next to each other. I figured we'd go into like the other's rooms and meet up and head out.
As you are all making your way through the city, it is nice. People are walking around the streets. The streets are clean. The people here all pure washed and such. People are chatting in the streets. There's a number of like market stalls that are like selling like cooked chicken and turkey legs and things like that. Eventually, you all make your way to the Gardens District. There's a large iron wrought gate, basically blocking off the more residential section of it from the touristy section. Standing outside the gate are 2 guards people. They're just kind of standing out there. It's very much like the Queen's
We
Guards.
should ask the.
Oh, go ahead, Ruby.
Yeah, they told us to ask the guard people about Badroom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to lead that?
I'll give it a shot. Excuse me, good sirs. We are looking for a man named Badram Rail. We have a bit of a conclusion of a job that he sent our client on to talk to him about.
Guards will nod for a moment, and they'll just kind of look. The older one will kind of look to the slightly younger one and say, "If you'd be so kind as to run to Badroom's estate and see if they're expecting guests." Of course. And that guard starts to basically march off.
Tell him Zalatesh sent us. That'll be important.
Will do. And they rush off. As you're standing there, the older guard kind of stands. It's like, if you do not mind me asking, how are you enjoying your time in Garren's Cross so far? I can see that some of you are on your calling.
We're all on our calling, actually. And while we just arrived in town, everything we've seen is lovely so far.
Well, it's a very wonderful town to live in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make some small talk with you. Yeah, it's been raining for the last couple of days. So all the flowers and things have this really nice sheen on them right now. That type of thing. And then the younger guard will come back, and he's accompanied with what appears to be a dragonborn. Is basically a red scaled dragonborn in a maid outfit.
Are you just dropping this Kobayashi's dragon maid on us right now? Because
And she will walk up to you all and say, "Yes, hello. I hear you have business with my master."
That we do. Who has the pouch? Who has the pouch? Is it me?
I think
I
probably
dig through the
you.
sack.
It's probably you.
Wasn't sure whether it was me or Lucky, but we'll say for the sake of posterity that it's in the haversack, and I'll pull it out. I'll just be like, "We have something he was looking for. Zalatesh sent us to collect."
Interesting. And Zalatesh is not with you?
Zalatesh is not with anyone at the moment.
A frown comes across her face. Ah. Well then, it appears that luck finally caught up to them. Please, follow me. I will show you to the mansion. And the gate will open, and she will just kind of wait for you all to form up around them, and she'll start to walk once you do so.
Yep. Follow along.
Following the dragon maid.
The houses in this area are almost all made of stone and like marble and granite, and it's like very fancy schmancy. There's all these like beautiful gardens. It's basically a gated community. As you're walking, the maid is kind of like walking, and she notices like what appears to be a number of dwarves kind of like walking around with a notepad, taking some notes. It's like, oh, that poor home. The rose bushes haven't fully grown in yet, and the Nobles Association doesn't love it when people aren't up to code. And she'll keep walking.
Y'all have a code for your plants?
Yes, we have a code for our plants. They're very particular. The Nobles Association is very particular with the aesthetic of the area.
And y'all live here on purpose?
Well, unfortunately for us, we weren't notified of it once we moved here. So, not much we can do. After a little bit of time, you'll come to one of these immaculate-looking mansions. It is one of the bigger ones that you've seen. It has several wings on it. And you are led to the front door. She opens the front door for you all and says, "If you'll follow me, we'll be going up to the garden study. And then from there, Bedram will come and meet with you all."
Sounds good.
And yeah, she leads you up a set of stairs, and into what appears to be like a courtyard, but on a second floor. Yeah. And it's just nice. It's a nice looking courtyard.
All right.
There are some chairs that have been put out for you all, as well as some like cookies and teas.
Aw. Can I like do some sort of survival check or nature check to see what's in the tea and cookies? Like what kind of
Sure, you can
what do we got here?
You can check. Nice.
What are we looking at?
So the cookies have this like red raspberry filling in them. It's a very nice cookie. Has like a very light sort of like wafer to it. And the tea itself is just a pretty standard tea. They didn't know exactly what you would like, so they just went with safe tea.
Safety.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll tuck right into those cookies.
Absolutely.
yeah, they're quite exquisite. Like the cookie itself is light. The raspberry filling is flavorful. It's very nice.
You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Oh, thank you. I made them myself.
Like you're a genius in the kitchen, I suppose.
Well, I try to be. She kind of smiles.
That or you're just simply one hell of a maid.
Oh no, please. That is service. He is by far the one hell of a butler.
Gotcha. All right, where is this guy?
Well, it's about 10 minutes will pass, and then entering the room will be a human man. He has this sort of like thinning, sort of like graying hair that looks to be brown, and then standing behind him, basically on his right, is a Teflon in a suit. They'll enter. They'll pull out the chair for the man. He will sit down into the chair, and then the Teflon will come and stand next to the dragon board.
Good
Is
morning.
that the butler that is one hell of a butler?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I apologize for making you wait so long. I was tending to some private matters. I
No
understand
worries.
that you all have the items that Zalatesh was procuring for me.
That
correct.
we do.
Do you happen to have anything from Zalatesh that can prove to me that you have not just murdered him?
I can hand him the letter that Zalatesh wrote for us.
Yeah, that'll be good. He'll give it a read. Close it, hand it back to you. I apologize for your loss. Zalatesh was a good friend. Had a stint of bad luck because of me, I'm afraid.
Why? Because
Whenever Zalatesh attempted something for selfish means, his luck turned the other way. It was a curse that was placed on him.
By who?
why? Because of you.
Because he was attempting to break the curse by helping me.
Who placed the curse
Understood.
on him?
Do not know. Zalatesh never gave me that information. From what I understand, he gained the curse after denying food and water to a group of travelers who needed it.
Huh.
And that warrants bad luck.
Apparently, one of those travelers was related to someone very powerful.
Not powerful enough to send him with the proper food and supplies, but all right. I suppose that's none of my business. For what it's worth, Mr. Rail, Zalatesh is currently being held in Peelhearth.
It's not beyond saving.
We're hoping to find someone who may have the ability to revive him.
how much did Zalatesh tell you about what he was acquiring for me?
Next to nothing, just that it was worth a lot and that he'd be paid a lot and that he'd be paying us a lot.
Alright. If I may, do you have the items in question?
Sure do. Kind of take them out and put them on the table in front of us.
He will pick one up, take a look at it, put it back down. These are gemmed lotus petals. In total, they make a set of 100. Inspects the next one, puts it down. Once someone has collected these petals, they are given 3 wishes. Picks up the next one, puts it down. Zalatesh was collecting them for me for one of these wishes. I assume to reverse his bad luck. I myself am collecting them to use one of the wishes for personal means. Picks it up. Picks it up. And then we have a third ally who has been helping us. Their name is Mallow. He is also searching for them for one of the wishes as promised. If you do not mind, I would like Mallow to come and confirm that these are the artifacts, if that is all right with you.
By all means.
Sure.
He
As
is
long as I get paid.
he is currently away traveling to collect. He's currently off collecting actually another one of these petals that he had found the location of. However, he will be back within the next 3 to 4 days.
So you want us to stay here until your friend gets here, confirm that these are the petals, and then you'll pay us, what Zalatesh said.
Yes, I am happy to pay you once they have been confirmed that they are in fact the petals. And of course, I am happy to recompensate you for any room and board expenses that you might be accruing right now.
I like this one. I like this one.
What about the third wish? Since Zalatesh isn't here to take his part, who's going to get the third wish?
Well,
We could use that wish to bring him back.
I
couldn't we?
agree.
once I have confirmed that these items are in fact the artifacts, from Zalatesh's letter, it looks as though he trusted you all and that you are all capable. So, once I've confirmed that these artifacts are in fact genuine, I will be more than happy to offer you all Zalatesh's position. Assuming you're okay with each sharing one wish.
Of course.
We could discuss it amongst ourselves.
I will say that once Mallow returns, if he is successful, there will only be 5 or 6 petals remaining until I've collected them all.
Before we sign on to helping you, 'cause you seem real nice, but may I ask what you're wishing for?
If you do not mind, is it alright if my butler casts a spell on all of you?
Can I ask what the spell is?
Zone of Truth.
Fair enough. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Fair? Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. Service, if you would, and they'll kind of walk to the middle of the room. Of course, sir. They will take, from their pocket, these, 2 golden rings, slide them onto their horns. Now, I feel the need to tell you all that, should you resist and are successful, I will have that information, and I will tell them. But my master will also be under the effects of the spell, as will I be. So, everything will be on the table. And he kind of smiles for a moment And you just see the rings around his horns glow. And then, do any of you want to make the save, or would you all like to voluntary fail?
I'll voluntary fail.
I fell.
Cool. And yeah, Zone of Truth goes off. Can you confirm? Yes, everyone in the zone has failed and will be obligated to tell the truth, including myself. Thank you, Master. Alright, so before I get into that, none of you are brigands, bandits, people who would kill others for power, yes?
Not that I know of.
I refuse to
power.
kill.
No.
Okay, good. And if you had access to a wish, you would not use it to destroy the world.
No, I would use it to make it better.
Oh.
Alright, thank you. Then, please, instead of me simply telling you, I will show you. The butler will lower the Zone of Truth. If you'd all please follow me, and he'll start walking out the door, through the halls of the mansion.
Alright.
Eventually, you'll be led to what appears to be a study, where in the study there is a picture of himself and what appears to be a half-elven woman, basically sitting in a chair. It's a wedding photo. It's a big old wedding painting. He walks to beside the mantle that's hung over. He pulls one of the basically candlesticks by the mantle, and the fireplace opens up to reveal a hidden stairwell.
Want to go up?
Fancy.
Well, I guess we're following.
Yeah.
Right?
If you would all be careful, please. There's a handrail, and he grabs the handrail and walks down. And eventually, it leads you into a room that is a similar size to the courtyard that you were in, except it is a singular path on either side of it. There's these pools of water with a number of flowers in it. And at the very end of this walkway, basically in a upright sort of coffin-looking device, you can see a woman, but the bottom half of her body, up to about her ankles, appears to have the same consistency as rotted wood.
Oh.
Shortly after our marriage, my wife fell ill to a curse known as Maiden's Rot. If any of you would like to make an Arcana check to know what Maiden's Rot is, you can.
That sounds like a me thing.
I will use my +0 in intelligence. Just
Rosalie,
to
you
see.
technically would have advantage. Oh, cool. You got a natural 20. Don't need it.
Nat 20 anyway. So.
I got a natural 19.
So, Adenia, you would be the person who would be most familiar with this curse. Maiden's Rot is a magical curse that slowly causes the target's body to rot away. It's their entire body will just, as they're still alive, will rot away until they're dead. This curse can only be cast by a blood relative of the target. And it is often used in the Half-Light Ebb as a means of vengeance when a marriage happens that someone is not particularly happy with.
Was someone unhappy with your betrothal?
I've gone to all of her extended family and asked, and no, they were all thrilled with it.
Even with the Zone of Truth?
Even with the Zone of Truth, and they all voluntarily failed.
I don't understand. It could only be cast by someone related by blood.
I do not know what to tell you. Service will speak up. Yes, we went to her entirety of her known family. Her family tree is quite well built. Everyone who is still alive has been talked with.
God, how awful.
This makes no sense. It's unfortunate. I'm so sorry.
Hence me trying to collect these wishes. For now, luckily for me, well, not luckily, I suppose, I was able to acquire the services of a particularly strong spellcaster who cast a stasis spell on her. She remains in stasis as the years go by as I collect this cure. It's been almost a decade. But she lives. She lives, and that's what matters. But I apologize for such a glum introduction. And for Zalatesh, I am more than happy to use his wish to return Zalatesh to this world. He is a good man.
As far as I'm concerned, that witch is still his. We signed a contract to take a job to protect him, and, well, I'm embarrassed to say that we failed in that. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's what I'd use it for, at least right now.
I think if we do were to wish him back, we should wish him back without the curse.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
That way he gets what he always wanted as well.
We get our friend back. He gets to be uncursed and alive.
But the thing with wishes, though, most wishes from the lore that I've heard have some type of double meaning, and it can backfire on you. Is that the case with these?
These wishes are granted by a spirit within the artifact. When it's reconvened, it will turn into something, and from what I understand, the wishes that this artifact has been used for have never been misconstrued.
So do you have to speak
It
very
sounds like
specifically in your wish?
I feel like, and from my research, that the intention of the wish is always conveyed well.
I'd trust you to know the history of this artifact more than me.
Well,
Addie, how do you feel about it?
I mean, if it's as straightforward as it sounds, we get these remaining petals and we get our friend back.
If the girl of fate trusts it, then I guess I do.
now if you would not mind, I'd like to return to our study.
Of course.
I do not wish for my son to find this room, and the longer we linger, the worse.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he kind of like walks up. Yes, if you do run into him, he's throughout the mansion. He believes his mother is on a trip.
How old is he?
13 now.
And how long has your wife had this condition?
A decade.
Poor boy growing up without his mother around.
Well, we do our best. And Service
Sure.
sparks up. It's like, yes, we do. He's a good boy.
I'm
Well,
sure.
Mr. Rail, consider my heartstrings successfully tugged. It certainly seems like a worthy cause. I hope your friend Mallow is home soon.
Mallow said that he would be returning within the week, so he should be back shortly. Until then, though, I'm afraid there's not much I can do to progress. Of course, once Mallow has confirmed the artifacts, I will be giving you the 500 gold for each of them.
Of course. We are staying
Reed
at
Calder.
we're staying at the Rose Resin. Is that right, you guys?
Resin Rose, yeah.
Resin, yeah, that one up in the marketplace. So if you want to send for us when your friend is here, I'm sure we'd be happy. Otherwise, we're just probably going to be exploring the town as best as we can.
Of course. I highly recommend the Tower Garden. It is beautiful. I spent many a day walking through there.
What do you know about the owner of the Tower Garden?
Oh, Valinda. Oh, she's lovely. She's actually the person who had helped me. They got me in contact with Mallow. And she's the one who cast the stasis spell on my wife.
Oh, well, that's good.
All right.
It was a very powerful spellcaster.
Well,
Do you know anything about this quest trial that she's been advertising about?
I do not leave the mansion much anymore.
Fair.
I try to be as close to my wife as I can be. Any time spent here, I'm usually in my study, attempting to research the locations of the remaining petals.
gotcha.
Anyway,
All right, well then, I suppose we will leave you to it, and hopefully it will not be long before we speak again.
yes. Would you all like to hold on to these, or would you like me to secure them in my vault while we wait?
The petals?
Yes.
The vault probably, right? I mean, we're running around
I'm
all sorts of funky areas. Might
I'm
not-
happy to sign a contract stating the intention of having them appraised, if that would make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah,
Well, that
let's
works
do
for
that.
me.
All right. Service, and then Service will go and they'll draw up a contract. I am notarized, and he'll put it onto a table.
Calder like chicken scratches her last name.
As does he. After you all sign the contract, there's a paper below it. The contract itself lifts up into the air and burns, and then the paper below it is a copy. Yes, magically binding.
Sounds good.
Yes, a specialty of Malu's. He left me with a few sheets of it ready to go.
Nice. I'm excited to meet this Mallow individual. They sound interesting.
He's a good man.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll be off then.
Please enjoy your stay in Garren's Cross. I will send someone to fetch you as soon as Mallow returns. Well,
Thank you.
unless it's the middle of the night, then the morning, but yeah,
Much obliged.
of course.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you all as well. Once again, thank you for coming here. I very much appreciate it.
No worries.
And like that entire time you guys were talking to him, this man has been on the verge of tears. It's like he's constantly in that state of just before a really good cry.
Sir.
Happy
I've been wanting to
birthday.
give him a hug, but it just felt inappropriate. I didn't feel like we were there yet.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are
Yeah,
led
I mean,
out of the Gardens District, out of this gated community by the Dragonborn Maid again.
I don't know about anybody else, but like, I kind of want to stick around after we get these, petals appraised and see his wish on his wife. Like, I just want the happy ending.
Absolutely. I think it might take some time to collect those last 5 or 6 petals, but
But like,
nice to see.
I just want to like at least come back maybe and like check on him.
And see it through.
Sit at work. I'm invested emotionally.
I
fair.
know.
I've made a really nasty magical curse homebrew for this thing, but yeah.
Yeah,
You sure did.
His like total devotion to this cause. I just want to like give him a hug.
Yeah.
He's such what a good husband.
So in contrast to the Pathfinder game, this D&D game is filled with just good people.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it's as you guys get to the end of the Garden District that from the maid, from one of the pouches in her like uniform, she'll pull out this basket. It's a basket full of those cookies. Since you all seem to enjoy them.
Oh,
why did Calder get so excited?
Calder's delighted. What do you mean? Why am I delighted? They're raspberry.
like, I want these cookies. I am mad that I am not presently eating these cookies.
I know. Now I want
Calder's
raspberry.
reaction was like, "Oh my god, I got a new magic item." She's like,
Calder when she gets a magical longbow. Sheesh, well, ain't that nice. Calder when she gets a basket full of cookies. Ah!
I love it.
It's true. It's true.
Not ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. I'm
Alright.
happy to see it.
All right, gang. Where are we headed next?
Well,
I know.
everybody keeps recommending those tower gardens.
Well, everyone except for Eklund. Y'all do remember the mage who got kind of trapped in Peelhearth by Valinda, who specifically told us not to go to her?
Said Valinda, but the tower gardens themselves, we don't have to see her.
Yeah, let's.
However,
Linda.
if she is sending people to a trial and she is a master enchantress, she might, if she wants somebody to complete a trial for her, she might offer some nice enchanted gear in exchange for completing that task.
I feel like we're getting very mixed descriptions of this woman.
Yeah.
Better to make our own opinions, don't you think?
It's like, depending on the person, each different person has a different opinion of another person that they've met. Crazy.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we've been told to at least visit the Tower Garden, so let's at least go there. And if we run into her, we can just keep our guard up. At least I will be keeping my guard up.
Yeah,
As will I.
I
I
mean,
am team let's meet Valinda, but
there's a
fine.
pretty stark shift from she's a lovely woman and everything to she's very controlling over her students.
Well, we're not her students, and if we introduce ourselves with the name of the person who likes her, who she probably likes back, then she'll probably have a better opinion of us.
Yeah,
I think it was nice what she did for Bad Ram. Like, that was like, I wouldn't expect that from her. But we'll go open mind, but
I wouldn't lead with "we heard about you from Eklund."
Yeah. No. All right. I'm still team maybe avoid this possibly dangerous, possibly nice person, but I'm fine to check out some gardens, see some flowers. I don't know.
I feel like let's not knock on her door, but if fate happens to bring her in front of us, we'll keep an open mind and have a decent conversation.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's.
Is that good, Addie?
That's fine. I
So,
feel like you
It's
should
fine.
judge people based on your own experiences with them, but if you all are so afraid of her, then we won't knock on her door.
All right.
Afraid.
Watch your
Afraid is
mouth.
a
I never
strong
said.
Wariness.
Of course.
Imagine we're having this conversation as we walk.
yes.
Absolutely.
As you're
I know what
walking,
you're
you
doing.
actually all have a decision to make.
Ooh.
There are basically two main drags from this area that will lead to the garden tower area. There's one that leads down a more, the best way to describe it would be a more civic-y area. So it's more of like there's a courthouse and there's the mayor, town hall, and like that. A more,
Public,
yeah.
like conventional.
Yeah, like a more conventional area that's more like businessy and like such.
Yeah.
And then there's also another way that is a more residential pathway.
Let the face decide. Flip a coin.
Maybe odds we go residential, evens we go civic.
Sure.
Or
Go for it.
Civic it is.
Civic it is. So, as you are all walking through the civic area, there's a couple of really cool buildings here that you are all passing. The first of which appears to be a surprisingly large library. It's just a big old library. There's a big library here. Then eventually you come to what appears to be a town hall type of thing. Then after that, you come to a massive sort of piazza, where in the center of it is a huge cathedral.
Jeez.
Zolam,
Yeah.
as you are walking by this cathedral, something odd
Yeah.
happens.
Figured.
So normally with your blind sense, you have that 10 foot around you, right?
Yeah.
However, in what would be in this area, you can see the cathedral. Like, you can't see the cathedral, but it's in your blind sense. Like, the entirety of the cathedral. Even though it's like 60 feet
okay.
away, the entirety of the building is in your blind sense, as well as a humanoid figure standing basically in front of a fountain in it.
Right. So while normally Zolam, even when he's like aware of things, isn't necessarily like directing his head towards them, this he would actually turn his head and kind of look towards where he's seeing this beyond what he is used to.
Zolu, is everything okay?
And I'll kind of point in the direction of the person, or at least motion in that way. Is there someone standing over there?
Would we be able to see this
someone?
person, or are they inside
Yeah.
the cathedral?
They would be inside the cathedral.
Oh, they would be inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think I need to go inside here for a moment.
Of course.
Yeah,
We
sure.
have no rush.
Do you need backup?
I don't think so.
We'll be standing nearby.
Well, I'd like to
Okay.
see it. I'd like to
yeah,
see
we
this
can go
cathedral.
inside.
You're more than welcome to step in.
Yeah, might as well.
And like as he's approaching, he's actually like kind of craning his head up and actually kind of, in a way, taking it in, even though it's not.
The entirety of the architecture of this building is visible to you, Zolam. And yeah, as you are making your way in, this figure is moving out. And they will actually, like, as you guys are making your way up the stairwell, they'll open the doors. And standing basically in this doorway now, looking directly down at all of you, is a water genasi woman. She has this, like, blue hair that's just dripping off of her. It's like a torrent that's, like, coming down and then going back up like a fountain would. She's in these fine silken robes that are slightly just like a sky blue sort of silk. And yeah, she stands there and she kind of just smiles at you. Like, she has this like this like decently big smile on her face.
Right. So, and as we're getting closer, she looks like she's there, just kind of waiting, not like to go past us or anything like that.
Yes, it looks like she's physically waiting for you all, and on her neck is a holy symbol of some sorts.
Okay. As we get up there, and I'm like listening for any other people, I'm just outright asking, like, did you know we or I was coming?
She'll hold out her hand towards you.
Okay, I'll reach out.
As you take her hand, she will start to lead you into the cathedral.
Okay. I'll follow.
She leads you down that central path towards what is like a larger area of it. she takes her hand and puts it onto like a crystal of sorts, and like the central like area of this church has like a raised dais where their preaching would be done, but on below of it there's a gemstone that represents each of the gods, and then like a nice like little indentation like carving of them all. As she holds her hand to the blue gemstone, the indentation moves and shifts like water to return to just Ocklon. And then sitting basically at the feet of Ocklon is like a small plate. Like a small marble plate that has some word etched into it, Zolan.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out and run. If he can reach out to it, run his hand over it. If not, just kind of lead it and like get the idea of what the etching is.
Yeah. As you do so, a person is going to come out from one of the side rooms. Ariadne, I received your message. Looks at all of you. I apologize. I am her interpreter.
A pleasure to meet you.
She kind of like looks over to the man. Says, if the three of you would take a seat, from what I understand, Our Lady has determined, regardless of his current situation, that he should be allowed to take his oaths.
What do you mean, situation?
Normally, people on their calling cannot devote themselves to Our Lady, or to any of the gods.
Huh.
In
I
particular.
have to wait till they're finished.
Gotcha.
However, it seems Our Lady has deemed
Congratulations.
Zolam to be a special case.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, good job, though.
The Genasi woman will kind of just like kneel down beside you, and like she'll put her hand over top of yours. The feeling of the water around it is very similar to the feeling that you had, like that physical sensation during your initial vision.
Mm-hmm. So he just kind of directs his focus towards her.
It is warm. And, Chad,
Yes.
if you would check your Discord, as
I'm looking for it.
some text is going to pop up there, and these are the words that are written on the placard. The first words written are, "Swear your oath, servant of Ocklon."
So with the one hand with hers and the other hand he's kind of running it along the text. And it has all of it on there.
Yep.
So it's got like a pretty decent okay. And as he does, he'll speak it out loud. Kindle the light through your acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness. Kindle the light of hope in the world, beating back despair.
As you do
Shelter
so,
the light. Oh,
as you say those words, the statue shifts and changes. So what used to be holding a basically dais, it then opens up its hands, and like water begins to pour over the statue.
shelter the light. Where there is good, beauty, love, and laughter in the world, stand against the wickedness that would swallow it. Where life flourishes, stand against the forces that would render it barren.
As you complete that phrase, the water will kind of cease to flow, and a bowl has formed at its base. The statue basically bends and lifts the bowl to her own lips for a moment. Go ahead.
Preserve your own light, delight in song and laughter, in beauty and art. If you allow the light to die in your own heart, you can't preserve it in the world.
The statue then moves the bowl basically forward and begins to just slowly let it drip over top of yourself.
Be the light. Be a glorious beacon for all who live in despair. Let the light of your joy and courage shine forth in all your deeds.
All right. And then the water flow stops and something strange begins to happen. As you feel this feeling on your hand, and like with your blind sight, you would have this like sense of her beside you.
Right.
There's now a sort of color to it. Effectively, Zolam, your blind sight has gained synesthesia.
Ooh.
Your
Interesting.
blind sight has now gained the ability to basically gauge a person's emotional state.
I don't like that.
I love
You can see how
that.
we're feeling now?
So
You see in mood rings.
after tonight, I'm going to send you. We're going to have a little chat about like what colors Zolam would associate with different emotions and like different intentions, and then I'll just take
Right.
note of that.
No.
Absolutely dope.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's cool for you. Terrifying for me.
I love it.
But
I
yeah,
don't know. I
Alright.
think it'd be fun to be mood ring.
after that moment, the woman kind of like falters for a minute. She appears to have been very much weakened by this process. Her interpreter kind of like walks over and picks her up. She bows her head. The interpreter says, Adriana wishes to tell you that the cathedral is yours as you wish for now. She needs to rest.
Thank you.
Yeah. He will bow to you, and then he will carry Adriana off into the depths of the cathedral.
It takes a moment looking at like the fountain and everything and kind of taking it in. Even the first time in years he can take in all of this at once.
Whenever you return to this location, Zolam, this location will be like that.
Okay.
And then eventually, if you ever would say get the ability similar to what clerics get, where they can teleport back to a cathedral, any cathedral that you set as that will have this effect happen to it.
Right.
But
Alright.
yeah, as that's a thing that's happened tonight. You've now gained access to your level 3 paladin abilities.
Yeah.
Yay, Zola!
All right.
All right.
Calder, who has absolutely no idea what just happened, just kind of leans over and asks, I don't want to curse in the church, but, what in the Sam hell just happened?
He took his oath?
Yes. I was never fully convinced that they were going to have me take the oaths to begin with, and even more surprised given the circumstances that they're having me do it now, or they had me do it. It's not quite the same, but I had to come in. I was more aware of this place than I usually am around me.
Huh.
And I had to find out what that meant, and apparently it was this.
Gotcha.
Well,
gotcha.
congrats, Zoe.
Yeah.
Seems like a big deal.
It's bigger than I'd expected, and more than I expected.
I'm happy for you, friend. Fate smiled upon you once again.
Well, we're not in any rush, so feel free to, take your time and live in the moment as long as you need to.
Yeah, we can hang back and eat some cookies if you want to check the place out and get a feel for it.
Yeah, just
Cookies.
Are we allowed to eat in the church?
Well, you already cursed in the church, so like, why not?
Right, but
They did say it was.
I don't want to get in trouble.
They did say it was mine as I needed for the moment. So I suppose one of my needs right now is for you to eat cookies.
Calder continues to
That
shamelessly
seems-
stuff her face.
That's a good friend.
I'm not an expert exactly. I'll be honest in that my intentions and training veered in certain directions, but I suppose you could take that as fitting in line.
If this was for you, you'd be an Avenger.
He's gonna take a couple moments and kind of come around the fountain and just kind of take it all in before he's ready to keep going to what we were doing.
Take a couple
before.
laps around.
After the ritual was completed, the fountain returned to the four-god statue.
Yeah.
However, there is a slight difference to it.
Mm-hmm.
The hands for Aklan are also one of the hands is being held by Himalti.
Okay.
But yeah. So, eventually you guys make your way out of that cathedral and continue down towards the Tower Gardens area. And it's a beautiful garden. So imagine about a full city block's worth of garden. And in the center of this full city block of garden is a tower. And throughout this garden, there are things there appears to be a number of basically fruit trees and things that have been planted. It appears to be some aquaculture going on in some the artificially made streams and such. There's a fish farm and stuff that's just please do not eat these fish. They are being used for a magical experiment.
The tower, is it like Rapunzel's tower or like an airport tower? How tall is this tower?
It is a more utilitarian Rapunzel's tower.
Okay.
So if you ask someone to toss down their hair, it may or may not work.
Yes. It is tall. It is, there appears to be a lot of surface area in the tower, but it's a very plain looking tower.
Cool.
You see Calder glaring at the "Do not eat the fish" sign, trying to tell me where I can and can't fish. Damn uppity wizards and such.
But have you ever seen anything like this?
As you're looking at the fish with the intent of, man, I wish I could fish these, you see one of the fish, a third eye opens up on it.
All right, that's the third fish eye to eat. What's the problem?
Calder, no. We'll get you fish back in town. I will personally buy you a fish.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Why don't you eat a cookie, sate yourself for now, and we'll have curry and apparently fish later.
Exactly.
Yeah, what time is it? I don't want to miss curry.
Now it's probably about, I would say 2-3 o'clock.
All right.
Okay. Well, also, let's agree to not pluck any of the flowers in the garden. Let's not.
It's so beautiful. Have you ever seen anything like this?
The entirety of this garden is carefully curated. Every single pathway is a pathway. Every single spot that has greenery with a purpose.
Greenery with a purpose.
It's the most unnatural nature I've ever seen. I will grant you that.
It's just gorgeous.
There were flowers in the archipelago, but they weren't done this way.
No.
Yeah.
We don't have this kind of plant life where I'm from, nor this much of it. So,
well, that's probably
forgive
fair.
me if I think I'm going to write about this in my journal. I might try to make a quick sketch, actually, if you don't mind.
Take your time. Take your time.
Just-
She's so cute.
Sorry?
She's so cute.
She is
Adenia.
cute.
So yeah, you can
I just
sketch.
imagine like Zolam being like 20 feet, like slithering through this garden.
Pretty
and, like,
much.
people seem to leave you on your own for it. Like, no one comes up to bug you all. Kind of all have like a nice sort of little time in the garden, however much time you guys want to spend there.
Is there like any windows in the tower?
There are several windows going up the side of the tower. There's also like a large wooden door that has like a knocker on it.
There's also a door.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can we see into the tower through like the windows?
The glass is a little bit difficult to see through. Make me a perception check.
Yes, Dad. Perception.
21. Nice.
God, I'm doing good on my 21s today.
You can get a pretty good view into it. One of the areas appears to have a large sort of map on the wall opposite to the window, and those maps have some markings on it. You can't make out the markings clearly from your distance, but they're there.
I don't see Belinda.
You do not see Valinda on that floor of the tower.
Okay. Well, Addie, I don't see your wizard dress. Witch? Sorceress?
There is basically a placard on the door that says, "Please ring if you need assistance."
Well, Calder's gonna go sticking her nose in some flowers. You let me know how that goes for her. As I assume some of them may or may not be magical.
I mean, nope, they're just regular flowers. They smell nice.
Nice.
There you go.
It's just a nice garden. I don't know why you guys are so worried.
Oh yeah. No
Oh yeah.
reasons.
Oh yeah. No reason.
No
reason.
possible reason.
What, Addie? Look at Addie's face. She's like,
She's like, I'm gonna hit this bell. I'm gonna hit this bell.
Are you going to hit the bell?
Actually, I'm going to use my magician card, and I am going to have my unseen servant ring the bell.
All right.
Just
are you
gonna
doing that
stump
from
on the
like
bell.
60 feet away? Like, where are you doing that from?
I'll be like 10 feet away.
Okay.
do any of the rest of us see her doing this?
It's an unseen servant. Thank you very much.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Oblivious right here.
So yeah, the unseen servant goes and does the knocker. When it does so, Lucky, you see physical movement. It's like someone shuts up from a desk and starts sprinting downstairs.
Guys, I think we have company.
And then
Or I think we're the company.
the door just gets like opened up very quickly. It's like a boom. And standing in the doorway is a half-orc woman.
Yes.
She has long red hair that's just very straight. She has like these two tusks that appear to have like literal arcane runes etched into them.
That's cool.
She
Sounds
has
like it hurt.
this like massive like set of like several different eyeglass things that are like connecting down to like make mini binoculars that like they're up in like a thing right now. On her back is a staff, but on the very bottom of the staff is a visible blade. She opens the door
She's ready to
just
go.
excitedly, and then she just like looks very confused for a moment. And then she stops for a second, taps the glasses, looks around, taps the glasses, looks around, taps the glasses, makes a look of recognition.
So
Oh,
multiple filters on this.
unactivates the glasses. Well, please. You have a master. Please come in if you wish to chat. If if you wish to chat, please come in. I am happy to have company.
Oh, would you look at that? Belinda's here. Hi, my name is Adenia. It's a pleasure to meet you. Our friend Bedram told us that you would just be the most delightful person to talk to. We were here admiring your gardens anyway.
Oh, what a lovely, sweet man that Bedroom. Please come in. If you have friends, come in. Come in. I'm happy to host company.
There's no way I'm letting Addie go in there alone. So if
Come on,
she goes,
Calder's
Calder's gonna let it slide because she's pretty. That's why.
Aren't you glad I bring that bell? Aren't you
Not
glad?
yet.
We
We're
didn't
very
miss
neutral.
out on that description.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Do you happen to be here about my ad, perhaps? Are you looking for work?
Well, we have been helping him with the lotus petals.
Yes, with the
So
project.
he mentioned, however, that you needed somebody to look into a trial, to complete a trial. We've done one already.
Oh, then you have experience. Oh, congratulations. Please come up to my study. She'll move to the center of the room. Just stand next to me. It'll be fine.
as we're going up to the
Adenia does.
would whisper into Adenia's ear and be like, "Did you magic the door?"
She's standing in the middle
She's
of this
gonna be
room.
Fate.
Once you all get around her, she says, "All right, now just think up," and she starts to float up.
Okay.
Oh, this is awkward.
I guess we're all thinking.
I think up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music starts playing.
You start to float up,
Oh, Ellie's dead.
and you're just floating up, and she comes to one of the floors. She says, "All right, now think stop."
Okay.
And
Do
you guys
that?
stop in midair, and the floor beneath you closes. All right.
What
A
happens if
marvelous
you're not up high
contraption.
Awkwardly, writhing up because there's the concern that it's going to close on me.
Oh, you're fine, my friend. Here, let me get you down, and then you guys all slowly levitate down to the ground. She'll lead you into from this smaller room. She'll open up a door into a larger room. Say, "All right, my friends, now, please have a seat." She snaps her fingers, and 4 chairs kind of animate themselves to come into place.
I love it.
So.
Okay.
I am required. My goal right now is to complete a spell that I've been working on for some time. This spell it's a little bit of a pet project. It is a spell of arcane power that has not been seen in the world for some time, and it would be very fun to do. So, there is one hiccup, however. The actual formula for the spell and the ritual is lost to time. However, there is a trial in the mountains. She'll point to the map, and it is basically right to the north of Aldrich's Barrow.
Oh, we were heading in that direction anyway.
We were?
That's where the treasure map was.
I rolled 20.
The treasure map was around this area.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
But yeah, it is to the north of Aldrich's Barrow. Now, this trial is very different from most of the trials. Most of the trials, the goal is to enter the trial and complete it. However, this trial is an entire mountain. It would be to climb the mountain, reach the trial, and once you enter the trial, you are given the reward. It is a library that holds every book ever written. And anyone who completes the trial is entitled to 1 book.
Now, may I ask, because we were told that you were kind of an expert on trials, why haven't you gone to complete this trial yourself?
She kind of turns her body around in a very pretty looking way. As you can see, I'm not on my calling, so I cannot complete the trial.
Gotcha.
Well, we're on our way there anyway, and it sounds like something we would all love to do, regardless. Now, I have heard that you are a master enchantress. Is that right?
I am what some might call skilled in my craft.
Well,
Humble.
I'm sure you're being incredibly humble, but were we to complete this task for you, it would either be easier to do with perhaps some extra help from some fine goods, some nice enchanted gear, or perhaps as a reward after completion.
Well, there is a multi-tiered reward, so you say. Not only would, if you went there as a party, you would be rewarded with the rewards from the trial. So 4 books in total. However, one of the books would be a book that I ask you to retrieve for me. That book is known as Proctive's Mastery Level Spells.
Octave?
Proctive's Masterly Level Spells. Specifically, the tome that contains the spell Move Mountain.
There's a mountain that needs to be moved?
It is a more esoteric name. It lets you move a large quantity of land.
And humor me, what would you like to do with this spell once you acquire it?
Oh, I am going to move my tower.
Move the tower.
Yes.
But you're in such a lovely garden.
Well,
Why
the
would you
garden
wanna
would
move?
come with the tower. I own this land. The garden
You're
has
taking
been
that.
built so that it can self-sustain itself for myself.
Are you moving it out of Darren's Cross?
Yes.
Wouldn't
So-
selfishly, wouldn't the community of Darren's Cross be kind of like disappointed? This seems to be a hot city commodity.
I mean, I own it. It is. I am letting people walk through my yard, essentially.
So if I may ask, you're moving all this for what and to where?
For curiosity, and 2, and she just points up.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, well, that's not entirely.
Wait. You
No,
want
I love that.
garden in the sky?
Yes, the sky. If I'm being truthful, a little bit higher than that, but perhaps a little bit more advanced than what you might be interested in.
It seems not obstructive.
I'm sorry, what?
And what would be left but a lake, which would have fish that you could actually fish for, so
Oh,
I don't see
Goodness
any reason
gracious,
for you to
no,
complain either.
I would, of course, once I lifted my tower, return land here and make a beautiful park for them once I left. I kind of just want to make my tower float and maybe put a little bit of an atmosphere around it and then maybe leave them out there and, you'll know.
Well, if I may, you seemed, what's the word? Kind of like you've been wanting company for a while. Wouldn't putting yourself in the sky make you like super lonely?
You would think that. However, I more wanted company so that I could hopefully find someone who'd be willing to do this so I could reach my goal.
Fair.
Yes.
I don't see any reason why we couldn't help you with this.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose not.
Yes.
Do you know what's in this trial?
Well, the trial itself is climbing the mountain.
Right?
I can do that.
Yeah, it's just climbing a mountain. That's the trial.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's all that is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure this library with every book ever has something useful for each of us.
Yes.
Well, one of us has to get the book for her.
Well, most books are kind of useless to me.
This is, well, I suppose I was about to volunteer my own book, but you're right.
Yeah, I'm not much for book learning either,
Typically-
Adenia. You can have your book.
Yes, it's a very powerful tome. Anyone could learn from it once it's acquired from the library. It's just simply lost to time. It contains some amazing spells in it.
Are there any other books that are lost to time that might be particularly valuable for one reason or another?
Well, I suppose it depends on what you want. Like, there's a number of books from famous wizards.
Specifically, like monetary value.
Oh, well, I mean, if you were
Older,
to,
speaking my language.
I could give you a list of books if you'd like that you require. If you do not have need for your own books, I'd be happy to give you a list of things that I'm looking for to read and add to my, for lack of a better word, repertoire.
Would there happen to be like a book on like treasure maps?
There could be perhaps a book of geography of the world. This library would hypothetically, if I'm understanding the magical constraints of this library, it would contain every book written and every book ever written. So it could perhaps provide something that you want.
Well, yeah, maybe we can get creative up there, Calder.
Yeah. However,
Alright.
if you are willing to, any books on epic magic would be highly appreciated. I'd be happy to pay for you.
All right.
These spells are...
I'll see what I can rustle up.
Yes.
Well, I just started learning magic myself, so I mean, maybe I can find something up there useful for me.
She looks at
Anything
you.
on divination would be great for me.
She looks at you dead in the eyes, Lucky, and says, yes, however, I do think epic magic might be a tad beyond your capabilities right now.
I'm sure there's a beginner's manual up there,
I mean, if it's every book.
Of course.
and I learn pretty fast, so.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I said, just, don't try to summon any volcanoes out of the ground, right? That's an
Not
actual
today.
that's an actual spell that existed at one point.
Okay, I mean, Addie seems pretty insistent on completing this trial. I don't see any reason not to.
Yeah, I suppose not.
It never hurts to have friends in
I'm sorry.
high places. Get it?
I appreciate that. One moment, one of you smells. Yes, I recognize that. Let's see. She starts kind of like sniffing the air. She goes around Calder, sniffs Calder a bit. No, not you. Sniffs Lucky a bit. No, not you. Sniffs Zolom a bit. No, not you. Starts moving around Adenia, sniffing Adenia. Adenia, where do you keep your card cased?
She would keep that in a pouch at her waist.
She's so this woman is now bent over sniffing that pouch. It's like, hey, would you mind opening that for me?
Oh, do my cards have a scent?
Do you take it out for her?
I do.
She, immediately upon seeing your case, she squeals like a little girl. Oh, it's one of my babies.
Excuse me?
That's one of my babies. And she'll take the card case. And she just opens it up. So you know how you had that, you know how your deck is relatively small right now, right?
Right.
She takes the entirety of your deck out, puts it in your hand, and says, now, if I'm right, oh yes, it's never been opened. How odd. She smacks like one of like the bottom like boards of it, and you hear an obvious breaking sound. She pulls out this wooden plank, throws it over her shoulder, and then tips it over, and several more cards come out.
I had no idea there were more.
Yes, well, consider it a down payment, and she'll put the rest of your deck into it. It's like, yes, I made this little thing several years ago. It's a little pretty enchantment. The cards that she handed you, Rose, are all blank. As the person who uses the deck grows in strength, the cards gain abilities.
Incredible.
Yes.
Thank you.
Closes it back up. A couple of the cards she hands you aren't blank. They have like new faces on them. Those represent the powers you gained at level 3. Yeah. And she'll hand you back your little thing.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Someone's using my toys. I love my little babies when I get to see them in the wild. And she like playfully taps at it.
They've served me well this far.
And then she's like pondering for a moment. She looks back to you, Calder, and Lucky says, and also, to go with the lake comment, I don't think I should use arcane magic to complete a lake. That is how you get a poisoned water supply.
Oh. Or maybe a magical water supply with
Magically
magical
poisoned
fish?
water supply, just as bad.
I suppose.
There's plenty of places for you to fish, Calder.
Ooh, perhaps I can make a fishing rod that calls fish to it. That'd be fun. I'll get on that.
This was
And
a
she's
good
just
trip.
like,
This was a good trip.
Told you.
Yeah, you
Told
did.
you.
I should have listened. You're the divination one here. You know you know what you're talking about.
Intuition.
Intuition. You got it.
Imagine this town is kind of nestled with a river around three sides of it.
yeah.
Maybe I'll go fishing right off the cliff's edge. Do you think we have a rope long enough for that?
She just like looks at you dead ass in the eyes and says, no, but we could make one. And she's just like, I've suddenly been inspired. I look forward to your return with the books in question. And she smiles.
I will look forward to see whatever you are doing with what I just said.
Yes, it is time to get to work. She snaps her fingers and you guys are outside of the tower.
Ugh.
Oh, that's very disorienting.
Yeah, traveling by magic. Not my fan.
Dislike that deeply.
Adenia's like, I'm fine.
And yeah, with that, it's about at this moment, it would probably be about 5 or 6 o'clock. It would be just around dinner time.
Oh, we gotta go back. I've never had
We
curry
probably should.
before.
We probably should. Head
Yeah,
back.
and I'm gonna check on Antigos and make sure he's back as well, or they are back as well.
Yeah.
Antigos is back. They are sitting at a table waiting for you all.
Aww.
How was your day, everyone?
It's
Very
been
It was
cool.
pretty wonderful.
Very interesting, that's for sure.
Eventful.
How about you, kid?
Well, it's been one short day in the city, so, it's been fun.
One short day.
Any areas worth mentioning that we maybe should check out?
Well, I found myself attracted in the more residential area. There was a large crowd forming. They have a coliseum of sorts.
Oh.
Yes, it appears that they are holding some sort of a tournament there.
Oh, that could be fun, guys.
That could be.
We could absolutely check that out tomorrow since we'll be here for a few days.
Yes, it's called the Songwind Coliseum. It's in
Songwind
the
Coliseum.
residential quarter.
Gotcha.
Good to know.
What kind of competition is it?
I believe the tournament was called a Call for Glory. I think it has something to do with people on their calling facing each other for glory. From what I understand, from when I was looking around, it's a tournament to honor Sig Kama, and some are saying that its rewards are on par of that of a godly trial.
Oh, I mean, I'm not opposed to glory.
A divinely sponsored tournament.
A divinely
could check it out.
sponsored tournament, huh?
No harm
Is
in
it every day?
trying.
I believe it's starting sometime this week. I didn't get many of the specifics.
Gotcha.
Well, we're supposed to be helping out some tower sorceress.
But I can't imagine she expects it
Tomorrow, no.
immediately.
Well, and we've got that treasure hunt that we've
Seems like we're going to be in Darren Cross for a while then.
Yeah, we've got a few projects to work on.
At least it'll help pass the time between now and waiting for Bad Room.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we've got some options.
And the curry is brought out. It is a lovely curry. It's very well made. It's a solid curry. And then
Someone
I
just
guess.
palms the bowl. And
Yep. Do you all have?
Adenia, you requested it. Is it everything you expect it to be?
How does it compare to Half-Light Ebb Curry?
Almost as good. It's not like a perfect replica, but it's close.
Okay. With just a bit more cardamom, it would be perfect.
Huh.
Sounds like we need to go to the Half Light Ebb and try your curry.
Oh, I can't wait to take you all there. I think you'll love it.
Well, my dad's there, so maybe we'll make a pit stop.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Put it.
you guys have a lovely dinner, and then night comes. Do any of you have anything particularly like to do in the town at night? If not, you guys can head to bed.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right.
No, I
Yeah,
don't have anything.
Lucky has no reason to loot this place yet.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
Yeah, I'll tuck in.
you all
Yep.
head to bed. And in the morning, you guys all get a long rest. However, in the morning, there's something odd in Calder and Nadinia's room.
Mm-hmm.
As in the morning, curled up on top of Calder is a white-scaled reptilian creature. And that is where we will end tonight's session. So, everyone, thank you so much for coming out to this week's episode of the Calling Chronicle. Join us next week as our group continues to explore Garren's Cross and its surrounding area, and perhaps find out more about their new allies and the new people they've met. Don't forget to check out our many other shows here on Tabletop Rolls, such as the Pathfinder League of Amazing Adventurers on Wednesdays, the It Takes Two game with Shy on Tuesdays, the Dragon Age show on Sundays, the anime podcast tomorrow where we're talking about the best anime dads, and of course the newest show, Matt and Will playing card games together, where we're going to be playing Flesh and Blood on Monday at 9 p.m. CST. So come and hang out with us there. Otherwise, thank you all so much for coming down. Don't forget to follow us if you haven't already followed so you don't miss a single stream. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. And I think tonight we're going to go and say hi to another person that McKenna, Onasia, and I went to college with. We're going to go say hi to Emily over on her channel. So everyone, make sure to show Em some love. If you can, spam the crit frogs in chat. And we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye!
Bye, guys.